Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, July 13th, and we're here in the annex once again with the seven tiny hipster kittens and their mom, Bebop. They're all doing very well this morning. They did great overnight, and they're all getting really good about using the litter box. A couple of them have even gone as far as to use mom's big kid litter box, although it's still a bit of a climb for them to get into. We use the jumbo size Nature's Miracle disposable litter boxes here, and they're a little tall for these kittens to get into. Still, a couple of them have managed to do it and seem to know exactly what it's for once they get in there. So that's cool. We also did some reorganization in the room yesterday. I forgot to mention that we took the cover off the door. I thought that was important for us to do because we need Bebop to get used to seeing kittens through the door before we're going to have, I should say cats through the door before we have any chance of moving them downstairs to the big room, which frankly, other than her being acclimated to the idea of other cats and glass doors, they're basically ready for, I guess it would be a little premature. We should probably give it another week regardless, but they're getting real close to being ready for it. um, so as you can see, yeah, so the door now has no cover, and it's been that way for over 24 hours now. I forgot to mention it in yesterday's close-up, but it was off even then. And she seems like she's doing okay with it, which is good. I heard that she did move a kitten last night, but these kittens are at the age now where, of course, she'll move one and then it'll just move itself back before she even thinks about getting the next one. So that's futile. And I think she figured that out. Then, look at that. That's little Bessie there trying to hit mom's nose. Too cute. I also moved the beanbag chair in and reorganized a few things in here. That's a giant beanbag chair. And I sat in here for a while last night in the beanbag chair, and some of the kittens climbed all the way up there to see me all by themselves, mostly Retro and Vinny and Vinyl, the usual suspects. They're the big explorers, all three of them. And that was really nice. It was fun, and I'm ready for it. And yes, I don't know who asked, but I saw Magdalena say yes. They are ready for callers soon. And in fact, I was just setting up their first vet appointment this morning, and I was telling the vet the same thing. I was telling Emily, the receptionist there, that we'll try to have collars on them before their first visit because she had said, "Oh my gosh, there's seven of them and they're all orange, right?" I said, "Yeah," and I realized it was going to be really hard for them to tell the seven of them apart. so, so yeah, we're definitely going to end up with collars on this group, and definitely before their vet visit. I don't know if it'll be, really, really soon, but definitely before then. And by the way, that vet visit is set up for, I want to say Monday the 27th. That was the soonest that we could reasonably fit them in, and it didn't seem like, an urgency to get them in any sooner. So they will go for their first vaccines on the 27th. And then their next vaccines 3 weeks after that, and their final vaccine, spays and neuters, roughly 3 weeks after that. Although with a class of seven, it is a foregone conclusion that they won't all be able to do that on the same day. It'll be spread out a little bit. So when we eventually end up knowing who is adopting the kittens, you guys should definitely plan on being just a little patient. But we'll work with the adopters as we always do to figure out exactly when they get to go home. So let's talk. Hi. Did I just get your? Oh, you want to talk? You thought I was talking to you, huh? This is ironic. Ironic. They're in the crab again today because the fish got a little poopy overnight. And part of that is because they're all, I think, not maybe all, maybe most of them are having a little bit of diarrhea. Not at all unusual at this age and probably doesn't mean anything, but it's a good reminder to me that we're going to probably start their deworming protocol today. I think today. And then maybe then easy for me to say. I think we're going to start that today with some Strongid, and then in a couple weeks they'll be ready for their second deworming, and yeah, it should be good. We do that sort of prophylactically, I should mention. There's no reason that we think that they have worms. The diarrhea is probably not related to that. It's probably just the fact that they've switched to eating solid food, and it's a big adjustment, and they've got a lot going on, and they're still nursing from mom. And you know, there's always digestive issues with kittens this age. That is a very normal and expected thing. So none of this is the slightest bit unusual. And yeah, when we give the dewormer, it always makes their poops worse for like 24 hours. They have really bad poops from the dewormer. So that's going to be an adventure. But that's, again, it's an adventure that we've had many times before. So we'll get there. Probably better to get at least the first one of those out of the way before they go to the main room. And I would like to see them not having any messes before we head down there, just to save me some extra cleaning time. But we'll see. It's funny that I spent so much time talking about Bessie yesterday, and then I almost feel like she's doing a little better today, but it's really too early to make any judgments one way or the other. Like I've said, it could all be part of it, Bessie's normal development, or it could be that she's got a little issue going on. Either way, I feel like she's better, a little bit better. I don't know. It's probably just observational bias. It's what I want to see. So I'm probably making it up, but it'll be obvious over time. And so that's going to help me take weights while I talk to you about other things, mostly Acro that I want to talk about today, which is why he's in the title. Um, Yeah, well, let's do that. If you guys have questions about Bessie's health, I did a long, awkward talk about it in yesterday's close up, and you can just search for the date on that because I always put the date in the title. And if you put in the date in the Kitten Academy, I'm sure it'll come right up. Just keep in mind that we use the ISO date format with the year, month, day with dashes in between, not the American style because it just makes no sense whatsoever. So, there we go. Let's used about it yesterday. Oh, I don't know what just happened, but all of a sudden, YouTube just decided to tell me that we've gone live on this stream again. So it must have dropped out for a second. I didn't even notice. I hope we're back. Let me know. That was weird. I don't think I've ever seen that happen that way before. All right, as I was saying, we're going to take some weights and I'm going to try to talk to you about Acro. So let's just go in order on the weights and you guys can, hopefully one of you or some of you will take notes on it. Let me know on the Discord afterwards so I can put them all into the sheet. By the way, speaking of weights, it was a few days ago that the kittens collectively weigh more than their mom does now. And I think you can kind of get a feel for that just by looking at them. It's cute. Anyway, all right, let's do some weights. And it's actually Bessie that we want to weigh first because I just want to go in order so that I remember who we've done and who we haven't. So let's start with her and she can get back in there. And I know she will. Hi, little Bessie Boo. Oh, you look so cute. You do. You look very cute. Very floofy. Look at that floof. Such a pretty kitty. 16.1 ounces. Well, yes, I know you were right in the middle of something and we interrupted it. Well, we'll put you right back there. Okay, we'll put you right back. Bebop's like, come on, give her back. Okay, and next up we're going to do Artie, who I think is this one. Let's see how well I can tell. Oh, now I'm disturbing the whole pile, and it's not this one. this one? Artie, you're getting so big, I don't even know which one you are anymore. So let me start by just saying about Acro so that nobody panics while I'm distracting myself. That Acro is good. He's great, in fact. He's doing very, very well. And little Artie's weight is 16 point, let's say 16.5. Let's just check again. Yeah, 16.5 for Artie. So Acro's doing very, very well, and I'm really happy about his progress health-wise. It seems just great, and we have Dr. Katz to thank for that. I just want to mention in passing, some of you know that we took him to a clinic, a hospital in New York called, you guys know it's called Guardian, and I don't want to get into it too much, but I do want to mention, just for the record, that I would not recommend that place to anybody. And that's all I want to say about it. I don't want to get into details or anything. I just want you to know, because I know some of you looked the place up and you knew that that's where Acro had gone, and I didn't want you to think that was an endorsement from us, because we definitely are not endorsing them. I would say that Acro, if we didn't have Dr. Katz on our side, Acro still would not be getting any treatment if it was just up to Guardian. So it's unfortunate, and that's it. That's all I want to say on that. I don't want to get into all that nonsense. But Dr. Katz is the best. She's fantastic, and it is entirely down to her that Acro is doing so much better right now. Very happy about that. So let's see. We just did Artie, which means next we are looking for Indy. And now I'm starting to get confused. Plus, Bebop, can I help you lay down? Let me see if I can help her lie down. I'm just going to set you guys down for a second, see if we can do this. Come here. Oh, now I messed it up. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to set you guys down like this. There we go. Come here for 1 second. Okay, right there. Let me help. There you go. Isn't that better? Oh, isn't that better? Now I can see the kittens too. It's better for me. All right. So, where was I? Oh, no, you don't have to get up, though. I mean, you can. These kids all know how to eat. They don't necessarily need you for this. All right. This is Indy. Yes, Indy. This is Indy. Indy's very floofy. And Indy weighs 18.3. It took a second to settle on that, so let's get a second opinion. Hi, Indy. 18.3. Okay, so next up is Ironic. I know Lisa has talked to me about, she's getting a lot of emails about Acro, and it seems like people are concerned that I keep not showing him, but just telling you he's doing fine and not showing him. The reason for that is that his, okay, 18.9 for Ironic, for Ira. Let's get a second opinion there, because I just set that up a little bit. The reason that I keep not showing him is that he is still having some trouble with his leg, and in fact, we should expect that trouble with his leg to keep going for actually quite a while. Probably going to have trouble with his leg for a long time. We're doing physical therapy with him to try to get that sorted out, and it's just, nonetheless, it seems like it's going to take it's going to be a slow process, is what I should say. And so let's start here. Actually, let's get through this real quick so that I can just talk to you guys without being distracted by trying to weigh kittens. Let's do one thing at a time. This is vinyl now. 17.1. Good. We're just going to go with that. And then let's see, who would be next? It would be Vinny Vintage. Hi, buddy. Right there. Hold it. Don't go anywhere. I see you want to take off. You're getting too big for this scale thing. 19.5 for Vinny. Actually, so yeah, we'll get to it. Hang on, because I see Megalina. I don't think that you're quite right about that this time, but hang on. One more. Let's just get through this real quick, and then we can come back around. Retro, you should be no, you're vinyl though. Retro, retro, retro. You're retro, aren't you? I hope you are. Okay. Retro 16.6. Okay, now we got through everybody. All right, good. So, that's great. Thank you guys so much for helping with the weights. I see Vin already sent me a note on Discord about it, so we got that all covered. Thank you, thank you. Okay, now let's talk about Acro again, and you guys can watch Kittens. If you don't want to hear about Acro, you can just turn off your sound and look at the kittens, and that's fine. The story about Acro is that our current diagnosis, and I think this is correct, and I don't think that we're going to hear anything differently now. It's one of the reasons I've held off talking about it for a while too, is because of this trickiness that we've had going back and forth and sort of getting the final diagnosis through the guardian people. It's been tricky, but I think that we've gone as far as we can now, and I think we're in the right place. So I think it's time to go ahead and talk about it a little bit. And that is that Acro's got two things basically that have gone on, maybe two and a half, depending on how you count. So first off, his thyroid has been a problem for a long time. We've been treating his thyroid for a long time. And even though we check his thyroid more often than is even indicated, and we try to stay on top of it, earlier this year, it went out of whack, even with the treatment. So his thyroid got out of the correct range, and it seems like probably as a result of that, he did have a stroke, or through a clot or whatever you would call it. It is a stroke technically. So um, that is what resulted in him having some symptoms, including his leg not working right. If you've known any people that have had a stroke, you know how this goes. The good news is that he is, like I said, he's recovering, and we're working on the physical therapy with him, and it's just going to be a really slow process. Also, obviously, I probably don't have to tell you that we're making sure his thyroid is back in line again, and everything there is good. So it's all good news. It's just one of those things that is going to take a long time to get right. That was Retro making a poop announcement from the big kids litter box and then jumped out. How cool was that? So that's number one thing is that he did have a stroke, and that's why his leg's not working right, and we're working on slowly helping him build that back up. Second thing is that he has IBS, and that's what accounts for the weight loss that he's had, we're told, and some of the other discomfort that he's had. The IBS, it seems like he had a pretty big case of it going on. And now that we're treating that correctly, as of sometime last week is when we really started the regimen for that. He is eating a ton and just feeling happy and more energy every day. And I could not be more happy about how well he is doing. Oh, Bebo just got mad at this little kitten. That's Retro. It's apparently bothering her a little bit. I shouldn't say mad. She was just talking like, hey, knock it off. So that's it. The summary for Acro is the reason that we haven't been showing him on the close-ups, even though I'm telling you he's fine, is first off, I wasn't really ready to talk about his diagnosis until we felt like we'd had the best confirmations that we could, and I feel like we're there now. I guess sort of, not well, whatever. Secondly, we owe all of that to Dr. Katz. She's been just wonderful. She's always wonderful. I just can't even say enough how great she's been for us. Acro then, as I mentioned, the reason we haven't been showing him is he did have the stroke, and his leg's still not really working right for him, and it can be a little hard to watch if you're not used to it, but I am used to it, and therefore I am just thrilled with how he's doing, because despite the fact that we're still working on his leg, the rest of him is coming around so fast, and it's just wonderful for me to see. I go in there, The minute I go in, he talks to me, he jumps out of his bed and runs over to me. He kind of stumbles. In fact, he reminds me a lot of our friend Bessie here. He kind of stumbles towards me, but he comes real fast, and then he goes and eats, and he's just doing great, and it's just awesome. So really happy about all that. But again, I've been worried that it might just be a little bit much for folks that aren't already used to how he's been to see, so that's why we're not putting him on the stream very much. Hi, Imby, are you going to climb up there and weigh yourself? Here, let me move the scale out of the way so that you can get up there if you want. Now you've given up. Here, let me help. So yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll go over and just take a quick look at him at the end of this stream with plenty of warnings about how um, he's probably, like I said, when I would go in the room, he's going to jump out of bed and excitedly run over to us, and he's going to stumble around a lot because he's got a leg that's not working right. But he's very happy about it. So we'll do that at the end of this stream, and I'll warn you guys again at the end in case that's something you don't want to see. I can understand that. Let me remind anybody that didn't tune in yesterday about our friend Bessie here. She's a very clumsy kitten, and we think we have all of the possibilities for that covered, and we're taking care of it. And until there's anything definite to say about it, that's really all I have to mention is that we're on top of it. So don't worry about her at all in the meantime, and she's also very happy. Got a couple of clumsy cats in the house right now, I guess. Making my point there, Bessie. You're just making my point. Okay. Good. What else then? So I covered the important stuff. I don't know what else I can tell you guys about. Oh, the gifts have been, we've been getting updates on the gifts, all three of them on Discord, and they are doing great in their adopted homes. I'm just so happy to see that. The rest of our house seems very quiet right now without them running around it. I definitely miss them, but it's so nice to see how well they're doing with their new families. Couldn't be any happier about it. I heard, I didn't see this yet myself. I heard that some people saw Bessie hissing at one or more of her kittens last night. Don't anybody panic and think that this is a Brooke situation. I am sure it's not. It is not unusual for a mom cat to correct her kittens that are a little too excited with a hiss here and there. It's just another way of communicating, and nothing to be concerned about yet. So wouldn't worry about that. I feel like I'm spending so much time in these close-ups telling you guys all the things not to worry about. But just in general, I would say just don't worry. We're on top of it. I promise the kittens are here for you guys just to enjoy and fall in love with, and that's what you should be doing. A little more love, less worry. We're all good. We're definitely on top of all this stuff. Yeah, she probably was. It's like Pat says. We did make a bunch of changes to the room yesterday, and I expected Bebop to be even more stressed about it than she was. But I bet that contributed to some of that. Somebody just tried to climb the. Oh, of course, it was retro. Tried to climb the crab and knocked it over. Um, there we go. I've actually got more changes that I want to make to the room. I was thinking about doing it today, but I might give Bebop an extra day to kind of get used to everything before I make more changes. I think my plan, if I can get away with it, is to move their litter box over next to her litter box, push all this stuff down a little bit, and also to take the beanbag from that corner and put it in this corner where the litter box was. And yes, I have enough experience with kittens to know what a risky proposition that is, and that it does come with a risk of the litter box, I'm sorry, the beanbag chair becoming the litter box. But I think we can try to manage that and be careful. Plus, these kids are just really good litter boxers so far. I feel like we can get away with it. But like I said, that's all stuff that we're not going to do right now. Maybe tomorrow. I'm going to play it by ear. Or in due time, I guess we could say, like we do. You go, you can do it, kiddo. There you go. She's trying to get in the litter box, and it's a little awkward for her, but she's got it. Okay. Yeah, Karate Joe. I'm actually surprised the beanbag made it all night without getting used by anybody, even on that side of the room. But it did. It made it. The good news is that tiny little kittens, their pee is such a small amount that I feel like any little blanket on the beanbag chair will be okay, which is why I haven't deployed the waterproof blanket that we were so generously given yet, but I might. Philly, I see you asking who was on the beanbag with me last night. Well, Artie got up there and just took a nap in my lap on the beanbag for a while, and that was really nice. But I was also joined at various times by Vin and by our two big explorers, Vinyl and Retro here. So all of them had their chance, and they all had a good time. I think actually, Ironic and Indy might have had a chance up there too. And I definitely pulled Bessie up for at least a minute. So maybe they were all up there at one point or another. But it was mostly Artie that took a nap, and then it was mostly the big explorers that kept climbing up there. It was fun. Mary Kate, how often do you have your fingers chewed? Well, pretty often, especially with kittens. Although I do try to discourage them from that over time by distracting them with toys mostly, or just not letting them do it, because we don't want them to grow up to be cats that chew on fingers, because that's not quite as cute when they do that. But at this age, yeah, we get a lot of that regardless. Who is yelling? Is that you? What are you yelling about over there? You want something? Oh, it's not you. Somebody in the litter box, the big kid litter box, maybe? I can't tell. How many cats do we have that we can see? One, two, three, four, five, six. Yes, so somebody's missing. Oh, there it is. That was Vintage, Vinny, yelling at us from the big litter box. All right, Vinny. Good job. You did a poop announcement and everything in the big kid litter box. Seems like he prefers the big kid litter box. That's good. You're all going to have to get used to it eventually. All right. Well, it is about time for us to wrap it up. It's been 28 and a half minutes, and I want to say thank you guys all so much for joining me this morning. I want to say thank you all for helping us out with the kittens. You know what? I do appreciate it. I don't want my talking to you guys about the health of the kittens to come across as me saying, just stop caring. That is definitely not what I mean. And we definitely appreciate all of the assistance. But I really just wanted to come across as assurance that in the case of, the kittens like Bessie, we are aware of what's going on. We're keeping an eye on it, and we're doing everything that is possible to be done to make sure that she is good and healthy. The same thing for Acro, and the same thing for all the kittens. I just want you to know. That's all. So thank you guys so much for your concern. And thank you so much for tuning in. And yes, one final warning then to anybody that is not ready to see Acro stumbling around even more than little Bessie. That's probably what you're about to see. But we're going to go over and say hi to Acro. Oh, look, we're getting one climbing the tree. I haven't seen that before. That's great. That's so fun. Oh, and biting it too. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Look at that. That's a cool scratching post because you can climb up to the top and then there's something to bite. Wow. Oh, great. Well, this is just practice for climbing the big trees downstairs in the sunroom, of course. You know that's going to happen. Anyway, like I was saying, we're going to go across the hall in just a second. We're going to see Acro, and you can definitely tune out if you're concerned about seeing the headmaster at less than his peak. But as I said, doing so well. I personally haven't seen his progress. I feel like he's doing great. I'm really, really happy with how well he's doing. And what you're going to see is he's going to be so excited to see us. He is going to talk to us, and then he's going to jump out of his bed and run over to where we are, and then flop down on the ground, probably to eat or to headbutt us. And I'm just telling you that so you can anticipate it. And the thing to focus on is how excited he is and not how clumsy he is trying to get around, because you're going to see both things. But let's head over there right now, okay? And if you want to keep watching these kittens, all you have to do is tune into the Kitten Academy live stream on YouTube. You can switch over there right now if you don't care to see Acro being excited and flopping around. So, all right, let's do it. No more warnings. We're just going to head on over now. These kittens are sure active and fun, though. All right, here we go. Hi, Smuggo. Hi, Acro. What? Oh, I told everybody you were going to jump up to see us. I'm glad you didn't. Oh, you got some litter on you. You get a bath this morning. I already checked him this morning and he was fine, but he has a tendency in the litter box to make a little bit of a mess because he has some trouble standing up. And so, yeah, he has earned himself a bath now. That's why I'm not showing his back end. He's got a little bit of litter stuck on. But look, he's feeling great, and he does headbutts and meows and everything. I was hoping he'd just give me a big old headbutt. Oh, but anyway, you can see how much he's enjoying his scritches. Got that going for us at least. There we go. He's even purring, but it's a little bit quiet right now. I don't think you can hear it over the sound of the fountain. Which, by the way, Smokey ran in to use his fountain. We've had his door open. Oh, hi, yes. Now he's talking. We've had his door open for most of the time, so the faculty can come in and visit him, and so he could go out if he wanted to. He doesn't seem like he wants to lately, and it's easier to keep track of his food with the door closed, which is why I didn't have the door open this morning. Also because Loganberry, hey, Loganberry, he came in here and peed on the bed, as he's prone to do. So we're probably going to keep it closed. Loganberry, we should go out, pal. You don't need to be in here for this. It's like, oh, hey, I could pee on this. Oh, hey, I could pee on that. Loganberry, let's not do it. Okay. All right, let's get Loganberry out of here, and I'm going to go give Acro his little bath. I say bath. It's really more of a rinse at this point. Just got to get the litter off. I know. He's actually Acro's actually been getting much better at not getting litter on him lately. He's improving, but he hasn't got it 100% yet. So, all right, I'm gonna close Loganberry out. We will say howdy to Acro one more time. Okay, so this is a good chance for me to remind you guys that you can watch the kittens all day long on the regular Kitten Academy live stream. That it was really wonderful to talk to all of you today. That Acro is improving, I would say by leaps and bounds, but thanks to his leg, he's just improving very well. And thanks to Dr. Katz for that. She's been fantastic. And yeah, if you want to watch the Kittens regular Kitten Academy live stream, I think I said everything a couple times now. I'm repeating myself. We're going to go. And I will see all of you for a close-up tomorrow. All right, buddy. We're going to get him a bath, and we're going to get Smokey to go out of here for a while. Oh, that's the good one. Yeah. I can see you twitching that leg. That's some good physical therapy right there. Trying to move your leg to scratch your ear because it feels so good. That's one way to do it. Yeah. Okay, now. Meow. Meow. Okay. See you later, everybody. Smuggy, I said see you later. You gotta go.